Support comes from Mosby Building Arts, a design-build company committed to remodeling the right way. Visit callmosby.com to get project inspiration for any room of your house.
From the St. Louis Public Radio Newsroom, this is The Gateway. It's Monday, July 1st. Happy Canada Day. I'm Wayne Pratt. Ahead, a Harris-Stowe State University professor is teaching her students about biology by talking about the cannabis plant.
It's just an amazing way to introduce students, get them excited, they get hooked.
St. Louis Public Radio's Shayla Farzan examines how one professor is introducing her students to research and giving them the chance to make mistakes. First, the news. Some new taxes take effect today in Illinois that will raise the price of gas and cigarettes. The motor fuel tax is doubling from 19 to 38 cents. The money is expected to help pay for a statewide capital construction plan. Also, the age to buy tobacco products in Illinois is now 21, up from 18. As Sam Dunklaw reports, that move is aimed at reducing the number of young people who smoke.
State Senator Julie Morrison is a Democrat from Deerfield. She had called for raising the tobacco purchase age for years, in part because her father, who was a longtime smoker, died prematurely from lung cancer.
Perhaps if we had had this bill passed 30 or 40 years ago, my father would not have died at the age of 54. And I'm hoping that we actually make a change in Illinois for everyone.
Supporters say while teens are smoking fewer traditional cigarettes than in years past, more of them are turning to e-cigarettes like the popular Juul product. But the new purchase age will apply to e-cigarettes too, and Governor J.B. Pritzker is expected to soon sign another bill that would require e-cigarette sellers to obtain separate state licensing. I'm Sam Dunklaw.
A funeral will take place today for a North County Police Cooperative officer killed in the line of duty. The service for Michael Langsdorf is being held at Cathedral Basilica on Lindell Boulevard. That will be followed by a procession to Resurrection Cemetery on Mackenzie Road. Officer Langsdorf was killed more than a week ago responding to a call of someone trying to pass a bad check at a Wellston market. Langsdorf was 40. A 26-year-old is facing several charges, including one count of first-degree murder. The Catholic Church's involvement with white supremacy and how to show empathy at the U.S.-Mexico border are two of the topics examined over the weekend during a gathering of nuns and religious sisters at Fontbonne University. Members of Giving Voice are younger than 50. Catherine Press is with the organization and says Catholic sisters have been an essential part of the growth in St. Louis.
I always found in St. Louis an appreciation for what the sisters could offer, a welcome from the community here, and a vitality in the church.
Sister Press has served 4 years ministering in the region. A sports note to pass along. Cardinals shortstop Paul DeJong has been named to the National League All-Star team. This is the first time since 2007 that only one Cardinal will be in the annual contest. This year's All-Star game is July 9th in Cleveland. Harris-Stowe students are studying how CBD, an oil from cannabis plants, affects fruit fly behavior. As St. Louis Public Radio's Shayla Farzan reports, for most of the students, it is their first time working in a research lab.
Anajel Davies reaches into a jar of wriggling fruit fly larvae and carefully picks one up with a sharp pair of tweezers.
Even the slightest pinch, because they're so sharp, they could puncture them and they can die.
The Harris-Stowe State University sophomore is part of a small group of students studying how CBD oil affects fruit flies. CBD comes from cannabis plants, but it won't get you high. It's legally sold in Missouri for a variety of uses, including pain and anxiety relief. But scientists are still trying to understand whether it works, and if so, how. Harris-Stowe professor Sandra Leal saw CBD as an opportunity to get students excited about science. So she decided to weave the cannabis plant into her intro biology class.
We talk about the plant, the sex of the plants. They have sexes, the physiology of the plant. It's just an amazing way to introduce students, get them excited, they get hooked. And then you're teaching them the scientific method.
Which brings us back to those fruit flies. As part of the class, the students are feeding them food mixed with CBD oil to see whether it changes their movement and feeding behavior. Most of the students had never worked in a science lab before taking the class, like senior Marquise Kemper.
It was kind of weird playing with flies. It kind of made it more interesting for me because I was really hyped up to see what we was going to do next.
Tiara Nesbitt is one of the few biology majors in the class, but even she struggled with some of the tasks, like cooking the special fly food.
When we first started making the food, almost no one was able to make it correctly. Like, it would always come out like way too thick.
And that's okay, says Liao. Trial and error is a big part of learning how to do research.
The first time you're in a lab, a lot of students realize it's all about failure a lot of the time, and you finally get it right.
Liao hopes that excitement of getting it right will convince a handful of these students to stick with science. I'm Shayla Farzan, St. Louis Public Radio.
High school students are increasingly packing their schedules with honors courses and electives. That means something has to give in the school day. As St. Louis Public Radio's Ryan Delaney reports, more teens are taking PE from home over the summer.
Nora Pryor is lapping Boulevard Park in Lake St. Louis. The 15-year-old mixes speed walking and jogging on the hot summer morning to get her heart rate up, occasionally glancing down at her Garmin fitness tracker.
I'm at 137 right now, which is like perfectly right in the middle of the zone that I have to be in. So we're getting up there.
In addition to 7 hours of exercise a week for her online gym class, she completes digital assignments about heart health and physiology. Nora would rather fill her class schedule with band. She plays French horn, then participate in team sports in the gym.
There's an obvious divide in the kids that are going to be successful in those areas versus the ones that are not. And me personally, being artistic, I am not one of those kids that is on top of those things.
The rising sophomore at Wentzville's Timberland High School jumped at the opportunity to take gym online over the summer and not miss band or church camps. Nora is among nearly 300 students taking PE online this summer through Fueled by Launch at school districts across the St. Louis region. It's the first summer Launch has offered the course statewide. Nicole Lemon is the director of virtual programming for Launch. She says phys ed is the first course they developed for busy students or for those who...
Truly, the locker room is their worst nightmare for a variety of different reasons.
Christopher Herschel of Shape America, a nonprofit that promotes quality physical education, says online PE is another way to deliver those lessons, but he cautions they should be about more than simply tracking steps.
That would be like saying that I would be a great artist if I just sat down and drew 30 minutes a day. I wouldn't be, and if you could see me drawing, you would know that.
Herschel says good programs will involve feedback from instructors and interaction with peers. As for Nora, she's confident the course has developed a good exercise routine for after she has to return her fitness tracker back to school. I'm Ryan Delaney, St. Louis Public Radio.
Our Maria Altman edited that report and the piece from Shayla Farzan. Shula Newman is the executive editor of St. Louis Public Radio. Music by Ryan McNeely of Adult Fur. I'm Wayne Pratt, and from the St. Louis Public Radio Newsroom, this has been The Gateway.
Support comes from Mosby Building Arts, a design-build company committed to remodeling the right way. Visit callmosby.com to get project inspiration for any room of your house.